92, baseball at the Bob, and there's Guzman, who spent 6 years as a carpenter in the Dominican from 92 to 98, blown away Jay Buhner, and then an evil slider to get Mike Cameron. He left after 8 innings, didn't allow a run, 9 Ks. Tony Womack, bottom of the 4th, 2-zip Arizona, slapping that one to center. Mike Cameron cannot get to it, so he's having a bad day. Damian Miller, who's from Wisconsin, he scores, and it's 3-0 D-backs. Bottom 5th, 4-0 Arizona. Alex Cabrera homered his first at bat, homered in the 16th at bat. He now has 17 career at bats. 5-0 Arizona. They win it by a count of 7-0. Guzman pitches 8 scoreless to improve to 2-0 in 2 career major league starts. In those starts, 16 innings, just 1 run. His ERA now .56. Jay Bell 3 for 5. Giants try and stay a game and a half back when they play the Rangers later. Ryan Glynn is up. That's right, the pitcher Ryan Glynn is up. He shoots one. It's going to be foul, but you never know when this guy may end up in Cooperstown, and so we've got to get that ball, and it's kind of embarrassing. Hated to show that.
Oh, come on.
Wasn't my choice.
Tough on
I'm a nice guy. Top 7, 4-3 Giants. Royce Clayton first, Mike Lamb third. David Segui, he's at home. Now he's leaving home for first. Meanwhile, Mike Lamb comes home. We've got a game that's tied at 4. Bottom 7, 5-4 Texas. JT Snow, he had himself a bit of a night. 3 for 4. 2 home runs. 5 RBI. That's a 3-run jack. That was his second, 13th of the year, 21st in interleague play. 7-5 Giants. Top 9, Rusty Greer. 10-6 Giants, and Greer sends one off Rob Nen. They were teammates in the Ranger farm system. Barry Bonds, not being very Bonds-like. He's like the guy fielding foul balls in first base. 2-run score. Frank Calinato, Luis Ellis say it's 10-8. Ivan Rodriguez facing Rob Nen, and this time Nen gets Pudge swinging. Giants win at 10-8. They stay a game and a half back of Arizona. Ellis Burks now 16 for 30 with 9 extra base hits in a 9-game hitting streak, and the Giants are 21 games over 500 when he plays. Livan Hernandez went 7 innings to improve to 8-3 in his last 11 decisions. Now 9-7, but Todd Helton drilling one. That's in altitude, so it's going to fly a long way. Finally lands. Solo home run. First of his 2, and the Rockies down 9-8. A's up 9-8. Top 8. Omeldo signs. Singles to the right side. Gets by Brian Hunter. A little hole in the glove there. Randy Velarde, Jason Giambi score, and the A's go up 11-8 and hold on to win it 11-10. 21 runs, and yet Colorado's Julian Tavares pitches in with the longest scoreless relief appearance in the 6-year history of Coors Field, 4 2/3, signs 3 knocks. Larry Walker gets his 1,500th hit, 834 of them with the Rockies, though Colorado loses its 11th straight. Hey, how about a chance to make it 12 in the game originally scheduled for Monday? Bottom 7, Tom Goodwin off the reliever. Bottom 7, 4-2. Rockies taking the lead on the grand slam. So everybody gets to walk home. Goodwin's second slam of the season. Top 8, Rockies up 6-4. A's showing some muscle of their own. Miguel Tejada, not only does he have a good glove, but he's got a nice bat off Jose Jimenez. A's regain the lead 7-6. But wait, we have more drama. Bottom 8, A's up 7-6 with 2 on. Nefi Perez hits a rope down the right field line. 2 are going to score, and the Rockies take back the lead 8-7. But we have more highlights, which means maybe another lead change. Top 9, Rockies up 8-7. Jason Giambi grounds one. Todd Walker, no, can't get there. Terrence Long, Randy Velarde, they touch the plastic home plate, and it's now an A's lead 9-8. Bottom 9, A's up 9-8. 2 on for the Rocks, and Walker pitching in with a base hit to score. Jeff Cirillo, we tie it up at 8. We go to the bottom of the 10th, the home half. Could we end this thing? Jeff Cirillo, the former beer maker, slaps one to left off of Scott's service. Tom Goodwin, he is your go-ahead and winning run. He scores. They go ahead. That's the winning run. Oakland's bullpen not getting it done. 3 2/3, 11 hits, 7 earned.
Against the Phillies, and we pick things up. Top of the 1st with a man on. Top of the 2nd, a man on, and Mike Lieberthal unloads. 2-run shot off of Cone, his 14th, and the Phillies up 2-0 just like that. Bottom of the 3rd, here come the Yankees in your SportsCenter Showcase highlight. Bases full of Yankees for Tino Martinez. Tino rips one to right, base hit. Paul O'Neill come on down. Bernie Williams trying to follow suit. We have a collision at the plate. Bernie scores safely as the ball separated from Mike Lieberthal. His ankle nearly got separated from Mike Lieberthal. He leaves the game. Top of the 4th, Phillies up 3-2 with 2 on. Pat Burrell sends one towards the black. Doesn't reach it, but it's effective. 3-run shot, 8th home run. Philly up 6-2 on David Cone. It's 6-3 in the 5th, and it's Tino again. Base hit. Another play at the plate involving Bernie Williams. This time it's the catcher Tom Prince who gets the worst of it. Although he gets to stay in the game, it's now a 6-4 game. Top of the 7th, bases full of Phillies for Bobby Abreu against Jason Grimsley. That's a grand slam. Second career grand slam for Bobby Abreu. It's now a 10-4 game, but that's not safe when it's a Phillies-Yankees game at Yankee Stadium, apparently. It's now 10-5, bottom of the 8th. Scott Brosius base hit. Chris Turner scores to make it a 10-6 game. Same inning, it's 10-7 when David Justice, the hero from Sunday's game, steps to the plate. This time, Scott Rowland robs him. So it's 10-7 in the 9th. And it's Tino Martinez again, leading off with a solo shot, making it 10-8, his 9th homer of the year. 4 batters later, a man on for the Yankees. Paul Bird going down to his cuticles as Chuck Knobloch's the tying run at the plate. And he sends one of the warning track where Abreu finally puts the Yankees to bed. Phillies hang on a win 10-8 as Knobloch obviously blaming the media there. The Yanks come up just short this time and lose a game which David Cone started for the Visits Rick Reed rudely back from the disabled list. His 30th homer of the year, 2-0 Blue Jays. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. Derek Bell, former Toronto farmhand, ties the game at 5, plating Lenny Harris. Top of the 9th, Billy Koch leaves the mound and home plate umpire Tim LeClun goes up to him and thinking Koch had showed him up, wanted to have a little chat with him. Bottom of the 9th, went out. Homer Bush takes Turk Wendell deep to the gap and right. Jay Payton over the shoulder catch. Very nice. Robs Bush of extra bases. We go to extras. Top of the 11th, bases full of Mets for the red-hot Mike Piazza. Bush saves it from going into center, gets the force at second, but Benny Agbayani puts the Mets up 6-5. Bottom of the 11th, 2 outs. Armando Benitez gets Raul Mondesi looking to wrap it up, and the Mets win 7-5. Johnny Franco got the win. Benitez the save. Just 2 of 5 Mets relievers combined to hold Toronto hitless over the last 6.
In Florida, mom and pop watching, and they're watching as he turns into a futility infielder. Greg Vaughn, that one gets by. Russ Johnson go to 3rd. Vaughn will go to 2nd. Jones' 12th error would prove to be a costly one because later in the frame, 4-3 double raise, Bubba Trammell. Little flare, that's going to get down on that turf, faster turf, whatever it is. Andrew Jones can't get it. Vaughn scores 5-3 D-raise. Next batter, Vinny Castilla. Hadn't been hitting a lot of homers, but here he gets a base knock. Reggie Sanders gives the effort, but in this case, Reg, it is not the key to success, and Trammell will race home. 6-3 D-raise, all 3 runs unearned. Bottom 7, John Rocker, Fred McGriff. He wins that. 19th home run of the season for the crime dog, Rocker. He did get the next 3 guys, but the damage is done there. 7-3 double raise. Rafael Furcal, he was the go-ahead run. Now he's an out. Felix Martinez snares it. Double raise win at 8-6. Tampa Bay, in its 8th try, finally gets a win over Atlanta. Only
1 out, no score. Henry Blanco throws through. Jose Valentin caught in a rundown. By the time Valentin gets back to 2nd, Frank Thomas is standing there. Valentin feels the tag, thinks he's out. The tag on Thomas, he is out. Now Valentin's caught stealing. That's a double play. Don't ask me to explain it again. Watch the rear. Bottom of the 2nd, no score, 2 men on. Jeff Abbott grounds to 2nd. Jose Hernandez throws away the double play ball. 1-0 Sox. 6-2 Chicago, men on. Frank Thomas are picked click. Oh, Steve Woodard just hangs that one inside. 8-2 Chicago. White Sox going to win 11-2. That's Major League win number 1 for rookie John Garland, who gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in 7 innings. After starting the second half with some sluggish appearances against St. Louis, the White Sox have now outscored opponents 37-14 over the last 3 games. From what a difference a year makes department. Last year's respective Central champs met in Cleveland. Bottom of the 1st, Roberto Alomar up. Base hit, Kenny Lofton coming all the way around, but Richard Hidalgo says those who are late do not get fruit cup. Nice tag by Mitch Molesky. Bottom of the 5th, Travis Fryman with the bases chucked.
yes.
Full of Indians. 2 outs, base hit into the gap. That clears the bases. Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Jim Thome come on down. Indians up 7-2. It's only 7-5 when Jim Thome takes Wade Miller deep. 479 feet worth of deep. Woo! Indians win it 8-6. See, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like my credibility is being questioned. Thome's blast, as well as burst of Lofton. 2 hits, 2 steals, 2 nice catches.
The 87 World Series, that's the one without George Orta. Chris Richard, very first major league at bat, very first pitch. You got to go up there hacking. The 4th Redbird in history to homer in his first at bat and the 2nd in a month. 1-zip Cardinals. Top 5, 2-1. Oh, Fernando Tatis. He's filling in very nicely in the cleanup spot for Mark McGwire, don't you think? His 12th 4-1 Cards. Bottom 5th, Twins 4-1. Pat Hankins pitching. Matt Lawton, chopper.
Oh.
And how about Edgar Renteria? Backhand and gets him. You like the AstroTurf place. We got more defense. Bottom 7, Twins down 4-1. He puts Slocum with the bases chucked. But there's Fernando Vina, former beer maker, running the guy back. There we go. That's a double play when they eventually get Jay Cannizzaro in the rundown. Cards, a little routine DP. Top 8, Jim Edmonds. He, too, can hit them really, really far. That's over the baggies and the seats and just about everything. His 27th home run. Cards win it by a count of 8-3, so they go homerless on Sunday, but Smith on base because that's where he starts the game anymore. Mo Vaughn cranks one. Double. 1-zip Angels. Matt Clement, not happy about that. Top 4, 1-1 game, 2 outs, though. Clement facing Matt Wallback with a man on. And that's, well, it's back at the wall, and then it's over the wall. 4th home run of the year for Wallback. 3-1 Angels, and they win it by a count of 3-2. Brian Cooper allowed 2 runs in 6+ innings for his 2nd win in 3 starts. Erstad, 2 for 4. Race 3rd, tied at 3. Sean Green at the plate facing Bronson Arroyo. A little ground ball base hit past Warren Morris, and then Brian Giles, John Vanderwall decide they can't really know who wants to pick it up or anything. So Green, he's rounding 2nd, he's rounding 3rd. Now Warren Morris, who missed it the first time, the relay to Jason Kendall, and Green has run 360 feet just to be out. Bummer. Hey, guess who's on his team, though? Gary Sheffield. Bottom 8, LA leads 7-6, and it's the Iron Show. It's gone. It's 32nd. That leads all of Major League Baseball. 5 homers, 8 ribs in his last 5 games. The Dodgers, their 2nd game without manager Davey Johnson, hospitalized with an irregular heartbeat. Doctors say he's recovering well.
Bottom of the 3rd, Mike Bordick on 2nd. Albert Bell whips it, base hit. Bordick scores. Bell trying to stretch it to a double. He is out. Goes up 4-3. Now in the middle of the 4th, check this out. Baseball has now issued a permission to the umpires to redraw the batter's box if it's been kicked around. I guess a whole offshoot by this Carl Everett thing. It is amazing what issues crop up during the baseball season. Nobody probably had that in their spring training previews. That would be an issue. Still in the 4-3 Orioles, bottom of the 8th, Brady Anderson, 12th home run of the season. Makes it a 5-3 ball game, and Baltimore's long urban nightmare is over. The Orioles finally got a win from their number 5 starter.
Where bottom 2nd, there's Garcia Parra against Julio Santana, the former driller, and that's over the monster. His 13th of the year, the 10,000th home run in Red Sox history, and they lead 1-0. Bottom 5th, Jeff Fassaro already allowed a home run. There's a base hit to Wilton Guerrero. Jerry Jones is going to score, and we're tied at 2, and Jimmy Williams just a bit nervous sitting there in the dugout. 2 batters later, Fassaro facing Jose Vidro, and the first pitch, he fouls it back and away. Williams sees that and says, you know, Vidro's got my man Tom. I'm going to get the hook. Fassaro, he is not happy. A little verbal penance on his way to the shower. Richard Garces comes in and gets him out of the inning. Bottom 7th, Anthony Telleford facing Morgan Burkhart. 2-2. Looks like strike 3. Ump says, ball, you got to stand back in there. And on the next one, he walks, and now Telleford, he's not pleased. So we're still in the 7th. Steve Klein making his Major League leading 50th appearance, gives up the gopher ball to Troy O'Leary. Instead of being out of the inning, it gets really, really bad. O'Leary's 8th. Red Sox taking the 5-3 lead. And with the bases chucked, there's Nomar. Guys hitting the ball like a grapefruit these days. Darren Lewis will score. The Red Sox win at 7-3. Nomar 3 for 3, walked twice, back hitting 400. Everett wears the collar in 4 trips. Montreal winless in 5 games at Fenway. Top first, Chad Durbin to Sammy, and that one's going to stay in the yard, but it's going to rattle around down there in the left field corner. A double for Sosa. Eric Young scores. 81st rib for Sam. Top 4, Cubs leading 2-1. Glenn Allen Hill is at the plate. He's going to knock one out there as well. Hank's going to run. Henry Rodriguez, round 3rd, headed for home. Brown-eyed handsome man, all that stuff. Cubs take the 3-1 lead. Rick Aguilera on in the 9th. David McCarty and Damon Buford is there to rob him with a home run. Let's eat. The Cubs win it 3-1. Sammy doesn't go deep, but 2 for 4 and the RBI. That's acceptable. KC staff ends a 13-game stretch of allowing at least 1 homer. Scott Downs allowed 1 run in 7 innings.
Where Ken Griffey Jr.'s all smiles before the game. Top of the 2nd, Dimitri Young against Dave Malicki. Rips 1-1 and Encarnacion country. Effort is key.
key to success.
Bottom of the second, Tigers up 1-0. Richard Becker against Larry Lubbers. 2 on. Base hit. Shane Halter, Luis Polonia come on down 3-0 Tigers. Ken Griffey Jr. facing C.J. Nitkowski in the top of the 7th. 2 runners on, down 3-1. Jr. gets good wood on it, rips it. But it's Park would hold it for the out. Tigers win this one 3-1. Boy, things have sure turned for the Tigers. Dave Malicki gave up 1 run and 6 in the third as the Tigers won their 3rd straight to creep within 5 games of 5.